Okay, we're gonna go back to our, oh my god, ArcGIS Pro, gonna update again. So I think I will download it now. Alright, so we can just go over what we did. So now this is my production. Right now I have 2.1 and 1. So now I'm upgrade 2.1.2. So it's updating. Once it finish updating, we will continue. But now I'm gonna go over the graffiti everything. So for our 12, yep. Okay. So go back to history, lecture. Okay, it's 12. Okay, so we went through everything. We will create this model, and we will follow with the flow to finish everything. It's not that difficult, but it just takes some time, and I will explain things along the way. Alright, so now I'm going to go to view and get the Arc Catalog pane. So why do I get the Arc Catalog pane? Because we created a model. Our model is right here. I didn't rename it. So last time we dragged 3 tools here. The first one is make XY auto layout. So make XY event layer and project, and then apply symbology from layer. So now there are 3 tools. First, we're going to click the Make XY event layer and process to open its parameter and environment. So parameter and environment. So the XY table we will be the graffiti. Where is 2016 text? I'm gonna open it up. The table, it should be in data. So, okay, yeah. So, it will be 2016 June 3rd. Okay, graffiti, click OK. And X field is X, Y is YZ, towards no Z, and graffiti layer in 1984. Okay, that's fine. So we browse to the data and we click this. So graffiti 2006 June 3rd text file is the raw CSV data from a 311 system. ArcGIS Pro automatically identifies and adds the X and Y field, X and Y, as well as the correct spatial reference of GCS WGS 1984 geographic latitude and longitude. Note that the spatial reference is for current coordinates for the XY data. Going to click OK. The process and its input and output diagram elements now have a color fill, indicating that the process is configured, valid, and ready to use. So we can just validate it. Okay. Nothing happens. Alright, and then we will move on. So we will right click on the input right here, and for the text file and Eclipse, and we will say rename. So we will replace the name and we will just say, I would say input XY data and press enter. Okay. And right click on the input again and right click on here, and we will make it as a parameter. Making any input or output into a parameter allows you to search for the input data or name and locate the output where when we run the model. So we rename the output Eclipse as well. Right click and go to rename. So I'm gonna say graffiti. Alright, it already has graffiti there. So I will say graffiti XY event layer. There. So now we will configure the project process. We will double click the project process, make selection here and output. So we will say output coordinate system. We will click the select coordinate system. But first we will say graffiti XY event layer, and then output feature I will say graffiti and output coordinate system that I will do WGS web marketer, which will be coordinate system. We will go to coordinate system button, geographic coordinate system, and projected coordinate system, and then go to world. And from the world we will go to WGS. Okay, all right, WGS there. So marketer and ancillary sphere. Okay, ancillary sphere, and click OK. And preserved shape there. So we check preserve shape, graffiti XY event layer, graffiti WGS 1984 web marketer, ancillary sphere, click OK. Okay, there. And then once we have it, and we will configure apply symbology from layer process. So we will double click the apply symbol from layer process. And input layer we will select graffiti, and then symbology layer we will say symbology LIX. So I'm gonna go back here. It should be in data. So graffiti layer, so this is empty. Let's go to tutorials. Maybe it's not in tutorials. I have to go back to here. Chapter 12. Is it in data? Data is not here. All right, resources. Yeah, resources. It's under resources folder. Okay, and select that. And make sure that we have everything. Value is field, graffiti type code, and default. That's fine. Click OK. So now we have everything here, and we will have to do an auto fit into window. So we will right click the output for symbology, and from the layer process, and click parameter. Make this as a parameter. Making process map output a parameter allows we to rename it at runtime, which we will not do here, and also adds the output to graffiti map when run from the user interface that ArcGIS Pro provides. So right click the same output, and we will click add to display. Okay. And this option adds the output graffiti layer to the map when the model is run in edit mode. So we can run the model or parts of model in edit mode to debug errors. Now we will save the model. Okay, now we will rename and run the model right now. So we open the catalog pane, and we're going to rename our model. So close it out and right click on it, and I'll just say I cannot rename like this. I can just click like this. Okay, it didn't give us the option, but there are many ways to do it. Graffiti data import. Alright, so in the catalog pane, we're going to right click in graffiti data pane and click edit. So right click on it and add it. It brings us back to our model. So then on the model tab in the run, so I'm gonna just run it. After the model runs, the old graffiti layer is replaced by the new imported and projected graffiti layer, and the new layer, I think it's successful. It's just so fast. And the new layer is symbolized with unique symbols by graffiti type. Also, the process elements in the model now have dropped shadows, so we can see the dropped shadows right here, indicating that they have been run. If we need to run the model again in edit mode, we must click the validate button, which is right here. Validate. So validate button. So to remove the validate button in the model builder run group, which removes the drop shadows, as you can see here. If we are diagnosing a model, we can run it step by step by right-clicking each process in turn and click run. So I can right-click on it and just run, and right-click on it, just run. And often it is useful to add outputs to display temporarily to help diagnose problems. And I'm gonna run it again. All right. Let's see, graffiti 3. I just should be just, oh, because I run that first. Okay, validate again and run everything. All right, so now something wrong is here. We can fix it. And now we close the model pane that has been processed the information. If there are any errors, they should be in red, found in window, and include diagnostic problem. And next we will return to the model using the user interface. We will review the graffiti map to see it has new data symbolized. So I'm gonna save and close everything. Close everything. Okay, nothing showed up. Graffiti map. But we should have some information here already. Yeah, graffiti map. We can add graffiti here. It didn't show up anything. So now we can go back to our model as we needed to. So we will click the graffiti data import tab. On the model tab, we will run it and click validate and save and close graffiti data model. So here we're going to right click graffiti data import and click open this model interface, and user can browse for needed graffiti XY data. And by renaming it, we can input the file with the year and month and date format. The files can be sorted chronologically, making it easy to find the latest file. We will run, and once it finishes, we close the geoprocessing pane. So the model runs like any other geoprocessing tool. So let's try it. I do want to change a file, so it should be in data. All right, so can I say add to display? I will just say add it. Okay, add to display there. So that's the graffiti. And for this one, I'm gonna fix it. All right, and then save and run. This one is already add to display. There, so that's our model and that's our result. So those are very nice. So now we're going to create tasks to import graffiti data. We will create prepare graffiti data for ArcGIS Online task item. So it's prepare data task, and the task is 3 steps: enter date and save edits and create graffiti feature class. So the task item has a second task, publish web layers, which we will create after here. We must have completed this one. which I did, and then we will import the model for use in the Create Graffiti Feature class step. So next we will go back to Map and the Pittsburgh bookmark.